Do you remember when we first hosted the AMA? We had like
Yeah, it was like
17.
17 people. Yeah, that was a few weeks ago. This is only the third one. I've been really busy the last, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So lots been happening. Um, yeah, so glad we can finally do this. As you guys probably know, hold on a sec before we start chatting. I guess I could probably record this. Start recording. All right. Welcome everyone. So it's been a while since we had this AMA here in the Telegram. Um, I've been actually doing a lot of AMAs in the Chinese community the past week. We're going to continue to do that as well. Some of you might know, the regulations in China that we've been waiting for finally came out, and they were quite strict, actually. Fortunately, it didn't change too much of our plan, so we're going forward. We were going to launch, we were going to fast track the whitelist, but I fought against that because I need more time to market. So this week, next week, a lot of AMAs, including in our community. I will also be appearing on more YouTube channels, shows, and interviews, and it'll give us a better kind of a celebration of this event. So the last 3 or 4 weeks, it's been extremely busy. Originally I kind of felt like I wanted to do an AMA in the community like once a week, but that was I guess unrealistic, just considering how busy everything was. And also, when things are developing, it's very difficult for me to confirm anything because that just naturally it's not how it usually works until confirmation. So there were rumors about the helium thing, and that's the first thing I'd like to address today. I think a lot of you guys saw some info on Helium's application, the HIP, and it is confirmed that we have applied, and I believe we've already been approved by the community. The first stage, right, Easel? And yeah, that's great. And then the second part is Helium has to approve it. So once they approve it, then it's production. So we have a working prototype. I will make it an official announcement. So being in this AMA is nice because it allows you guys to get some earlier info. The official Twitter announcement across our socials will be announced tomorrow regarding Helium. And with that announcement will be a link to the actual application, which kind of gives you more detail about it. And just to give you guys a little bit of background on the Helium application process, a lot of people, they actually apply and they don't really have a working product, and it's not really proven to work, or it's not kind of what Helium's looking for. Our application is exactly what they're looking for, and we actually even have a possible solution for them for their Geo Spoofing issue. And that's something that we'll discuss, at a later date. But we're really happy to get the application in, and this is something that I think, somewhere down the road, it's definitely going to happen, where the Deeper Connect can just plug in this Helium device. It's an antenna, basically, in your home, and you'll be able to mine both DPR and Helium tokens. So that's really exciting. I know there were some questions regarding the Helium thing. That right now it's the price point is actually $3.99, and that's for the antenna. So it's not cheap, but there's also a price point that Helium requires them to be at, also, right? So the chips for it, and there's a cost as a part of it. But the good news is that you might not have to pay for it. You could get it for free. We don't have the rules set yet, but we're looking at people who stake DPR, a certain amount of DPR, will be able to get that for free. Okay, so that's exciting news. So all the devices that have USB plugs, so the Nano, the Mini, um, the Pico possibly coming out. I think it has one you can plug in. I have to make sure on the Pico, but the Nano and the Mini will definitely be able to plug into the Helium antenna. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, this is super exciting news, guys, and I'm so happy to finally be able to say it. I think a lot of people thought I was hyping, I was trying to FOMO and doing all that, but it's not cool for us to be doing something like this as a part of the process and not having an actual prototype yet, and then like FOMOing. It's not we're not a hype project. Period. Um, I will only announce things when we are fairly sure or confirmed. Things might change, of course, with conditions, but I will never FOMO. Okay, I won't do that. We're not gonna. If we were FOMO, we would never be where we are today with 5 generations of hardware and further development of everything. So, yeah, great, to be able to share this guy with you, share that news with you guys. The next one is regarding the Genesis node mining rules. Okay, I'm just going to go through. I have basically 4 main points today I want to kind of cover. So the Genesis node mining is number 2. I know there was some concerns last time regarding the Genesis node mining, especially the early stakers rewards. Okay, a lot of people were not happy that only a certain amount of people in each tier will get the early staker award, and it wasn't the decision was actually in the process of changing in order to encourage more and more people to get in this phase 1. And the terminology we're using is phase. So the first phase will be 1,000 gold plated miners. And the reason we're doing it little by little, it allows us to control things better. It's just overall, it's just a better quality control. And we're also able to monitor everything. With each phase, the second phase will focus on after we basically finish the first phase. But right now, I could probably say it's 1,000 silver plated. Okay, and so that will happen around 48 hours after the first phase is done. So we're going to use the term phase. We're not going to use rounds. We're not going to use different levels or whatever. It's just phase 1, phase 2. Future phases we'll see, but those phases might not necessarily be 1,000. It could be more, it could be less. So we're not really we don't have any info on that. So the good news on the early staker reward is that everybody in phase 1, if you get selected, is going to get the early staker award. Okay, so that's pretty big news. I think if anybody else is unhappy with that, I really don't know what to do. I guess just sell me your deeper tokens. But so that's really exciting. Everyone's going to get it. So on every level, in each tier, every single person in that tier is going to get it as well. Now, I don't know how long the early staker award. We're not even calling it that anymore. We're actually just going to call it the gold plated phase 1 kind of bonus. Okay, reward. So we don't know if that'll carry on into future phases. So get in, because that's a huge reward. I mean, you're looking at tier 8 with the 468,000. You're looking at 90% APY. So that's pretty incredible. So that's that. We could ask questions after. I have a third point is the whitelisting date. And I'm happy to announce that the whitelisting is set for July 27th. Okay, July 27th. So that's a week from now. Okay, and I will make official announcements on that eventually when we get everything set. We're finalizing the staking platforms now. We're continuing to build, make sure everything is okay, and that will be UTC 10. Okay, UTC most likely. So UTC plus 0, I should say. Okay, and so you should mark your calendars for that. And just remember, being whitelisted, there's no like staking is the timestamp. Whitelisting, we're going to open it for a certain amount of time. So try to get in, but there's no like timestamp. Just so you guys know. So there's no like, oh, I whitelisted earlier, so I should get it. I have a better advantage over somebody else. It's good to to get your name on the list, just in case you forget or something like that. Because if you're not on the whitelist, you will not be able to stake. Okay, so the whitelist itself, if you're making on the whitelist, it doesn't mean you're going to get a Genesis Node miner. Okay, it just means that you're on the whitelist to stake. Okay, and then once you're on the whitelist, you stake, and then your timestamps in there, the quantity of DPR is in there, all your information is locked in with your wallet. Then the selection process at the end of the staking period will be made. Okay, and the top 1,000 will be chosen. And there was questions on, okay, if the cutoff is within a certain tier, whatever that tier is, how does that decided? Well, then the staking timestamp comes in. So the earlier you staked, you guys are all in the same tier. The earlier you staked, the better chance you have than somebody else who in the same tier staked a little bit later. Okay? And the last thing I want to mention is our mainnet launch. Okay, so we're still on schedule. The mainnet launch, as a part of our roadmap, has always been Q3. So by the end of September is when mainnet will launch. And you guys all understand when mainnet launches, then that means the mining will start. And this whole thing, by that time, hopefully everyone has the Genesis Node miner. I would say 90%, 95%, 99% of you guys will have it. Of course, there's always going to be those special cases where the miner is like stuck in customs or whatever. So just make sure you have those. And just FYI, if you do have a mini or a nano, the actual internals of the Genesis Node miner and the mini and the nano, it's all software. Okay, so it's not hardware differences. So you could actually use your nano and also use your mini if your Genesis Node miner doesn't arrive yet. And because you're staked, okay, you lock in your wallet to that. You can actually use your mini or your nano in case your Genesis gold miner is like stuck in customs or whatever. Okay, so that should give you guys some ease of mind. But it's always good to have, a lot of people I've heard already, they have several. They're going to have one at their mom's and then one, at their house, and then maybe one at the office. So it's a great way to mine using all your different devices. Okay, so this is the big news. We will certainly have more down the road once everything is confirmed. So again, Helium applications in. That's we're doing really happy about that, and I think just real soon, I hope that gets approved and we will start selling that. Of course, the dongle, right? Remember the dongle? That's getting ready to we're getting ready to sell that as well. The Wi-Fi dongle. The second thing is the Genesis Node mining. Okay, early staker rewards. That's out. Okay, but not out. It means everyone's going to get it now. Okay, it's not just the top certain amounts in each tier. Everyone in phase 1 is going to get the reward. Okay, the staker reward. So the extra 30% for the tier, 800, and for the other ones is different percentages. Okay, and then the third thing is the whitelisting date, July 27th. That's a Tuesday. UTC plus 0, most likely the time. Okay, and remember, whitelisting just allows you to stake. If you miss the whitelist, you're not going to be able to stake, which means you're not going to be able to be in the chance for the miner. So get your name on the whitelist. It's a step-by-step process. For the whitelist, we're going to be doing stuff like collecting your name. We're going to need your email, your address, so we can send you the miner, a phone number for the courier, your wallet, ERC20 wallet, sort of things like this. All that will be listed out. And then the last thing is the mainnet, okay, by the end of September. So that should give you guys some sort of a timeline. And yeah, sounds great. And I guess now, Easel, who's managing the questions? Love to take some questions, and I won't be the only one answering. Our admins know some stuff as well, so they can answer as well. Love to take some questions. Let's see. I see.
Let's see.
If you want, I can start asking some questions from the community on the pigeonhole.
Perfect. Yes, we have that pigeonhole. Yeah.
All right. So the most popular question, of course, that we have right now is which units will be able to participate in the Helium network? Is it going to be all devices or only certain devices?
Well, I answered that just earlier. I think some of you guys heard it probably. Nanos, minis. If it has a USB plug, it will be able to participate. The key is to be able to purchase and get that Helium antenna, Helium miner antenna. Okay, and that Helium miner antenna is going to be $399. Okay, it's not $399 for the antenna and your deeper connect. You're going to need to have a deeper connect as well. Okay, so it's $399. The initial production is going to be limited to 10,000 Helium antenna miners. Okay.
Awesome. So basically, everyone that has a mini or a nano or if you get whitelisted for Genesis, you technically have a Helium miner as well.
That's right. You'll be mining two different cryptos, DPR and Helium. Yep.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Sure.
Next question that popped up here, most popular is, will I ever be able to earn DPR with the Genesis if I unstake all of my DPR after the 9-month lock? Or do I always need to have some DPR locks for the Genesis to earn anything?
Okay. I think I understand the question. Basically, if you decide to unlock your tokens from the Genesis node mining after 9 months, you basically will lose your credit score, whichever tier you're on. Say you're on 800, okay, and you decide to unstake, and basically your 800 will drop down to, you'll lose 800 credit points. But during that time, you're actually accruing credit points as well, just from sharing bandwidth, okay? Which, by the way, you have to be connected to the network in order to mine, regardless of Genesis mining or regular mining, basic mining, whatever it is, you need to be connected to the network, okay? So to answer that question, after you come down, so maybe you go from, maybe I'll make this example maybe a little bit more clear. You were in 700 credit score. You've earned 100 credit score during this whole 9-month process. And then so now you're at 800, okay? And then, I'm sorry, 700. So yeah, so you are at 800. And then when you unstake, you will go down, you'll lose the 700 credit score. So you're left with 100. Okay, so you'll still be able to mine. The rewards will be different. Those rewards will be out a little bit later, okay? So they're not going to be as high as the Genesis node mining, and it's certainly not going to have that bonus, okay? That early staker bonus. So I guess we could still call it the early staker bonus. It's just that everyone's going to get it, okay? So it definitely won't include that, and then also your rewards will be slightly lower than the APY under the Genesis node mining as well, okay? Does that answer that question? Hope so.
Yeah.
Next question, please. Any more questions?
All right.
Cool.
Next, Next question is how much time is the Genesis bonus awarded for? I suppose it will not be forever.
Right. It's not guaranteed. Phase 1 is definitely going to have it. I don't know if phase 2 will have it, to be honest. I hope it does. The key right now we're giving it to everyone is, instead of pushing it just for each tier, which, has its advantages and whatever, but I think this way, it's a little bit more short-lived, but, as a phase, as a whole, I think it's more helpful and beneficial for the community and the project. So we don't know how long it's gonna be around, how many phases it'll be around for, but guaranteed phase 1, everyone will get it.
Great, thank you. And then I think the question was more based on how long it'll be active for the people who get it, like months, years.
Oh, I see. It will be for 9 months, and I don't know after that. I think it will be at least for 9 months. Okay, so for the initial lock of 9 months. After that, we're not sure. I haven't received anything regarding how long that will last.
All right, thank you. It looks like we're getting a variety of questions around the organic credit score and how it's acquired, with if it's just bandwidth shared or bandwidth consumed or any other factors involved.
Okay, it's a good question. It is something that we're continuing to work on, and I know I had mentioned earlier, and sometimes I will mention something and things will change. Okay, that happens. But I know I mentioned last time that 1 terabyte shared equals 1 credit score point. Okay, and that is still true, but there's also a minimum that I wasn't aware of as well. Okay, so right now, basically, the minimum is 10 megabytes shared over at least 2 days. You will get 1 credit score as well. This is new. Okay, very new. It's even new to me. So there's a minimum. So it's not going to be all about like how much, how like super fast and how much you share and how many people connect to you. It's just about contribution to the network and the longevity. There's a formula that they use. So basically, 10 megabytes shared over 2 days will earn you 1 credit score. Okay, so I guess that's the short of it. More will come out on that. I honestly don't know too much more on that, but I think it's more fair. More people will be able to earn credit score, because if you're living in a country that nobody really wants to connect to, you're basically penalizing those people. So by having a lower kind of a threshold and be able to share and contribute to the network over 2 days, every 2 days, you'll earn 1 credit score. So it's still basically like, what is it? Doing the math, I think it's like around 6 months or something like that. Okay, you're able to earn 100 credit score. Okay, next question.
All right. Next question. Next question is about the Gold Genesis miners.
Yep.
Is there only 1,000 Gold Genesis miners now?
Yeah. Phase 1 will be gold, and there's 1,000 of them. So again, it's more of a collector's item, but I think it's not so much like what color it is. I think it's nice to have a gold-plated one. I like to have one. I doubt I can, but basically, it's not about the color of the miner. It's about getting into the staking, getting whitelisted, getting your DPR token staked. That's what really locks you in. Okay, so somebody with, like I mentioned before, if they're gold-plated Genesis node miner, I see it more of as a collectible, a novelty. To say that you were one of those original 1,000 is pretty amazing, and it could be worth a lot of money one day. But the mini and the nano could actually be tied and become Genesis node miners as long as you link it with your wallet so that it's recognized as your Genesis node miner. Okay, so there is only 1,000. Yes.
All right, thank you. Next question is, how will you stop Helium people for mass buying deeper devices just to mine HNT and not help the DPR network? How will you stop all the HNT hacking from coming into deeper? And what about faking a public IP address or similar?
Okay, that's a 3-part question. I missed the second and third one. I'm just going to answer the first one, and you can ask the other ones. I've had a long day. It's almost midnight here. My brain's pretty fried, but do the best I can here. So the first one, how do I stop Helium miners buying the device? Well, we're not going to stop them. I mean, we're out to sell devices. This is a part of our revenue source, right? So, but if they don't contribute to the network, well, I really don't see 100% of those people not contributing to the network. It would be stupid for them not to, especially, where the direction that DPR is going. It's a good question, I guess, but I really don't see that happening. I see them mining DPR, and I also see them contributing to the network because we have a great device with great features that everyone can use. With our VPN is one, and you guys probably heard this 1,000 times. Our decentralized private network for life. I mean, who doesn't want free VPN? Depending on the country, some want it even more than others, right? And the cybersecurity is fantastic. I've been told that our device is comparable to Cisco devices, okay? And those things go for like $700-800 a box, and that's all they do. It's just cybersecurity, okay? So we have MSPs who have these are service providers, okay? Management service providers that actually provide basically cybersecurity and IT and whatever kind of support for businesses. And they have approached us, and they're interested in using our devices for their clients. And that's going to be a huge revenue source as well. Okay, so I don't see that happening. Honestly, if they bought it and they're not contributing to the network, it's not going to be a big deal because people who are not Helium miner, they buy it, and sometimes they just want the cybersecurity and they don't want to share and contribute to the network, and that's fine. But our incentives will make it so that they will want to. Okay, that's why the incentives are so generous. What was part 2 to that question, Kevin?
Yeah, part 2. How will we stop the HNT hacking from coming into the deeper network?
Okay. That's a little bit technical, but I understand that you're talking about the Geo Spoofing, and because our devices are tied into the IP, it's going to be pretty hard for them to Geo Spoof, I think, if it's tied into our network or our device. I don't have a technical answer. I'm not a IT or a technical guy. My background wasn't in that, so the actual technicalities and actual solution, like I mentioned earlier, we may have a solution for their Geo Spoofing. And if that's the case, if when it's confirmed, I will definitely let everyone know what that is, because I will ask our dev team, our CEO, so that I can convey that good news to everyone. Okay? And next part?
Great, thank you. And then the last part of that question was, what about faking a public IP address or something similar? I think that's related to the deeper network.
So you fake an IP address. What do you mean by faking it, though? I mean, a public IP can't really fake, right? It's just out there.
Correct. Yeah. I don't think there's a way to fake the public IP address.
Right.
But they just have a question around
I think I know what they're asking. This question comes up a lot. I think they're asking, what if your IP is being used by somebody else to do something bad? Okay, I hear this all the time. Okay, number one, we gotta let everyone know that we are not an anonymous private network where it's kind of like, ooh, people who want to do bad things are like attracted to that, right? We're actually a private. I'm sorry, we're actually a public decentralized private network. Okay, so it's for everyone. Everyone can join it. It doesn't make you anonymous, but we will allow you to be able to fight censorship. Okay, so number one, I think there is a way through our logs to kind of show that you're not, your logs are on your own system, on your own Deeper Connect. For the people who have it, if you go into Atom OS, you can actually go into the logs, and it's pages and pages of things that you've done on your logs that will prove that it wasn't you. Okay, so we've had some cases where somebody was where that happened, and they just showed the logs, and they were cleared, and they were fine. So they were able to log back in to their account or whatever. So it's not going to be 100% perfect in terms of in every single situation, but for the most part, nothing's 100% perfect around the world. I mean, right now, without any device, people can just get your IP, and that happens all the time, and they will do bad stuff with your IP. So how do you prevent that? It's kind of like walking down the street. At any time, at any moment, somebody can walk up to you and punch you right in the face. So that could happen. We hope that doesn't happen, but there's really nothing that we can prevent to 100% prevent something like that from happening. But our security system, cybersecurity, the Deeper Connect itself is a cybersecurity system. So there's ways the system will punish. I think it's in a white paper. I actually should probably study up a little bit more on that particular question. And but there might be ways to punish those bad actors, and could even be a possibility to boot them off the network. I'm not really sure.
Okay, great.
Sorry for that rough answer. I apologize for that. Yeah.
It is a quick question from the community. What would the price combo be for like a mini and possible antenna be together?
Yeah, right now, because it's not been approved. So right now, our proposal is $399 for the antenna. As you guys know, nanos right now are still in stock on Stack Social for $299. So $299 plus $399, that's $698 for that. However, when we start with new crowdfunding platforms, we might have secret perks, like on Indiegogo, which will, by the way, start shipping again in August. So we're almost there. And secret perks, there might be special package deals by buying the two or something like that. But don't expect to see that in August on IGG, on Indiegogo, because the antennas are just in the application process. So I hope it happens soon, but things move so fast in crypto, like maybe if it happens in a month, it'll feel like a week, you know what I mean? Or it feel like a couple of days. So, yeah. So we don't know the exact package price and everything like that. But I know that the initial production will be 10,000 for the 10,000 units for the antenna. All right. Any more questions there, Kevin? This is from
we got a lot.
Pigeonhole. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, correct. This is from Pigeonhole Guy. So again, as a reminder, this is a great place to vote for your questions that you want answered, and also post your questions that you want answered. So
there's no app needed, right? It's just the website.
Correct. Yeah, no login needed. It's just a website that we've been posting the URL for.
Does somebody want to post that in the Telegram group? Just a link to that, just so people can go and vote or ask any questions in case it's buried.
Yeah, no problem. I've been reposting it periodically.
Cool. All right.
Yep. All right. So the next question was, what are the long-term ideas under consideration for generating use cases for customers to purchase DPR and or token burning features? We're actually getting a lot of questions about token burning specifically.
Okay. Well, token burning is definitely not something that's going to happen anytime soon because there's going to be a shortage of DPR. If we burn it now, it's just not going to be enough. So that's not going to come into play until a little bit later to fight inflation. But there is that mechanism, and it is something that we will be doing in the future. I don't know when, and so I don't have an answer for that. In terms of use cases, we're one of those projects that just the other day I was sitting there, just kind of like unwinding and just thinking, I used to work at CoinMarketCap, so I used to, research a lot of different projects, and people try to tell me about the projects and all sorts of stuff. And some projects are just like, I don't know, it just feels like very short-sighted, or just it's very boxed in, and it's very difficult. It's like in the beginning it sounded like a good idea, and then you work on it, and it's just like, well, like I really can't do too much more with this project. Like it's just very boxed in. But Deeper Network is one of these projects, and now I'm so happy I'm a part of this project. It's like endless. The things that we can do is really endless, and part of the reason of that is because of the network we're building, right? And also with our great community, and above all, we have a great CEO with his dev team. They're just brilliant people, and so we have a great team. We have an awesome community. I can't. I mean, you guys this community is better than the community I built at CoinMarketCap. Okay, I'm so happy, and I feel like this is like my second home. I opened Discord now. We have Telegram. So great community, and every project really is based on the community. I mean, look at this call. We have 176 people, 175, right? So it's just like all of you guys are so curious and are so vested in this project, and that's what's going to make sure that we're succeeding. In terms of use cases, we're going to continue to do that. If you go into the Discord, I posted a quick image of some use cases currently that we have. Okay, so a lot of people have to understand, like, DPR is already in the ecosystem, right? As an incentive, that's probably the biggest, right? 60% of our allocation is for rewards for the community. Okay, so that's huge. That should show you guys right there that our team only has 10% of the tokens. We're locked for 2 years, so it's about the community. 60% is for the community. So this is a community project. This network is for you guys, and as far as the DPR being used, let's see here. It can be used as a tool to elevate your credit score, obviously, right? So by staking, we're doing that. DPR can also be used to purchase deeper nodes on demand as a cloud firewall to hide your IP address and prevent various network attacks. Okay, so that'll be a feature. DPR can also be used for Atom OS updates, threat database updates, and security subscription services. This is something that's already being developed. DPR tokens can also be earned for contributions to network security, such as discovering and reporting malicious behaviors on the network. So it's a self-reporting, our network itself, and I think that was what I was telling you about with these bad actors and stuff. There's going to be a self-reporting, feature, and I think that's important for public networks, public-private networks, right? So it's both public and private. You have to have a device to participate, but it's not exclusive to anybody. So basically, that self-reporting is really nice. DPR tokens can be used by third-party developers who need to stake a certain amount of DPR tokens to have their dApps hosted. So dApp developers will no longer have to go through iOS, Apple, the App Store, or Google Play in order to sell their dApps. So this is part of our basically Web3 ecosystem. And the Web3 ecosystem is just at the beginning. I mean, it's growing, just like iPhones and Android phones, smartphones were kind of the gateway for us into Web 2.0, right? With the different apps and everything and all the stuff that we can do. Our device is the gateway for Web 3.0. And Web 3.0 is still early. It's limitless. It's going to be, like Uniswap, for instance, is a Web 3.0 website, right? So the things that we can do in Web 3.0 is going to be amazing. Like the dApps, people will be able to, without permission, to design a dApp, stake their DPR, put it on the dApp store, and people will be able to review the dApp and try it out or whatever, just like any app store. And then if they like it, they can use DPR and buy it. So there's going to be that kind of a thing. And then the other thing you can do is purchase decentralized domain names anonymously on the Deeper chain, so that your domains are completely yours and you can never kind of get shut down. Your website will never get shut down or whatever through, if you're at a centralized versus when you're with the centralized server. So that's going to be something that you're going to be able to do with DPR. So already there's so many uses for DPR. And then also we're creating a DPR decentralized advertising ecosystem. Okay, so right now you're not going to hear much about that because we're focused on the Genesis node mining, on the mainnet, but all this stuff is in our roadmap, and we will lay it out. We'll put it on the website, when these things will kind of roll out. But the decentralized advertising ecosystem alone is going to be incredible. Okay, so imagine an advertising system that's I don't know if I can say this right now. I probably shouldn't. But basically, websites, particular websites or popular ones that play ads, okay? And we might have the feature where you can block ads. We have the blocking of ads already, right? So people who have Deeper Connect, you can block ads. Any website you go to, it blocks the ads. You could whitelist ones that you want to read the news. Sometimes it'll be, it'll ask you to unblock ad block, and you could do that. But with those block ads, we will be able to replace. The plan is to replace those ads with our decentralized advertising ecosystem. Now, who's advertising on decentralized ecosystem? You and I. Anybody who wants to. We might have a business. So by doing that, you don't need permission, right? It's decentralized. So you can create an ad, you can put it up there, and people on the network can watch it. And when they watch it, they earn DPR. So there's another incentive there, right, for them. So it's kind of like the Brave browser, and you could earn BAT tokens, right? But DPR is going to be way more useful than BAT tokens. Nothing against BAT, but, it was a good idea and everything. But I remember, earning a bunch of BAT tokens, and the only thing I could do is donate it to websites. And I was kind of pissed off about that. But I just donated it all to CoinMarketCap because I was working for them. But, when you advertise on this advertising system, people can turn off the ad and say, I don't want to watch those, and they don't earn incentive. So there's that option there. So that's going to be huge just in itself. There's other things I can get into now that, that we can talk on forever. But these are just some of the use cases, okay? Sorry, I get to be a little long-winded, especially when my brain is kind of non-functional. So next question, please.
No worries. I think that's awesome, by the way, that there will be the possibility of replacing ads with paid ads by the community and also ads that you can earn. Next question is it possible to transfer ownership of organic credit scores that are earned to a different wallet or a different miner?
Oh, no. Credit is yourself. It's linked to the person, right? To the wallet, the person, whatever. I guess the only way you can possibly do it is earn all your credits and then give your password to somebody and then sell it to them. That's maybe the only way. I don't know if you're wanting to do that though. So no, you cannot transfer that. We don't want we don't want a marketplace where people are selling credits. That would be bad.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm.
Alrighty. Next few questions that I'm seeing popping up are around the calculator. When will the calculator be available? And will it also estimate the time needed to build the credit score based on bandwidth offered or bandwidth shared?
Okay. I haven't seen the calculator yet. I know they're working on it. I was pushing. I was begging them to have it ready this week, but it's not ready yet. I hope it's next week because I know they're testing the staking platforms and everything right now. And I've been pushing, and they know they hate it when I push and nag, but I have to do that sometimes. So it's definitely on their radar. I've been pushing the calculator for probably 3 weeks now, so at least. And I got a bunch of people nagging me on it too. So, yeah. So it's not ready yet, but it will be ready hopefully before the staking starts. That's basically all I can say. It'd be nice if before whitelist starts, but right now, just to be safe, before staking starts. I don't know if it's going to have the other thing you said, the organic, I guess, credits, or I don't know how basic or how advanced. I know it's going to at least include the APY and how much people earn when they stake and over the amount of time, and it's going to have a lot of the basics. And we can continue to improve it, but we just want to get stuff out so people can play with it and kind of have people. Some people are really bad at math. Some people are really good. They don't even need a calculator. They could know all the rewards. So it'd just be a good tool on our website that people can play with.
Fantastic. Thank you. Next question is, this one was kind of answered already, but I think they're taking a different approach to it. So they're asking about if a miner receives a 200 credit score, so 100 credit score from staking 20,000 DPR and 100 credit score organically, is he getting the tier 2 APR, or is there a different number?
First of all, it's APY. It's not APR. There's a difference there. So it's an APY, annual percentage yield. Okay, and yes, they will be earning. If they earn organically 100 credit score, then they will move up a tier. Absolutely, but it's going to be based on their staked amount. So let me open the spreadsheet here. So basically, 100 credit score tier is going to be at 39%. Okay, 200 is going to be at 40 plus 7%, which is the bonus, right? So 47%. So by moving up, you're going to be earning 47% of 20,000 DPR staked, not the 46,800 staked, because you didn't stake that. We're not going to give you ghost DPR to earn credit, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, and us mods are also clarifying that question because it can get a little sticky sometimes.
It can, yeah.
Yeah,
Eric,
so anybody in the community who's curious can just ask us.
Go ahead, Easel.
Yeah, just to confirm, once they move up a tier, do they also all earn the bonus as well?
Yes.
Or would they be earning just... Okay, that's good.
That's a great question. I'm going to say yes right now. Maybe I should.
I don't think. No, don't say.
I'm not going to say. Let me check that. I tend to be hopeful, and I might answer something wrong. So right now, I have to double check that if people get that bonus. Okay, but you're going to get at least the 40%. I will check to see in this particular example if you would get that 7%. Sorry about that. Yeah. Thanks, Easel, for checking me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all right.
Alrighty, thank you. Next question is about a cybersecurity standpoint. So the question is, from a cybersecurity standpoint, what differentiates a deeper connect device from other devices that are available, such as Firewalla?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Firewall is centralized.
Easel. Yeah, Firewall is centralized.
Yeah, okay.
They have a hardware as well, right? I'm not too familiar with Firewalla. Okay.
Yeah. They're all centralized guys, and Firewalla, they don't really, they only offer you a firewall, that's it. It doesn't offer the rest of the features we have in Deeper Network, which is the DPN, the ad block, tracking, and multiple other stuff.
Yeah,
and
for
also,
people who don't...
Importantly, the mining.
Well, yeah, the mining is definitely very lucrative. And then the Web3 gateway, which, we don't talk about as much, but that's really going to be a huge thing as well. The ecosystem that's going to be built around that. So, yeah, I mean, it's full packed features. For people that don't actually own it, the device itself, you can block ads, we mentioned. There's parental control. You can see all the malware, all the things that are blocked in terms of viruses, malware trackers, all that stuff is in there. And it's amazing how without that, how many of this kind of comes through, right? So with everyone working more and more from home, I think like having a network that covers not only your computer, okay, but if you're on the network, like you're connected to Wi-Fi and your cell phone, that's protected as well, right? If you have IoT devices such as smart door locks or smart fridge, or people have Alexa, right, and all these other things that you can speak to, all that stuff is full of data and passwords and all that, and that stuff gets leaked. But if you have this protection on cybersecurity, it protects everything under that umbrella. So I don't think Firewalla does that. And so it's,
Firewall is just a simple firewall. It's like what Cisco offers and all the other cybersecurity companies offers. That's pretty much it. It's not decentralized as well. So
yeah, I hear people messaging us and saying their MetaMask got hacked, because they were doing this and that, and it's just scary. I can't imagine having the crypto stolen, my crypto stolen or anything like that. And I'm sure you guys probably terrified of that as well. A lot of us have, DPRs right now in MetaMask, and imagine if go there one day and it's gone. So it's important to have cybersecurity for sure at home. A modem is not going to do it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right. Should we take some questions from the people that are here? Or do we have a lot more there, Kevin, that are upvoted that we should answer?
A lot of the other ones here are 10 votes and below. So we're starting to get to general public questions. You guys can take over with some voices.
Yeah. It would be nice to hear some other voices rather than my own. So I have an AMD here. He raised his hand. So I'm going to let AMD speak. Hey, AMD. AMD, are you there?
Hey, hello.
Oh, there he is. Hey, you have a question?
Yeah, I have one question. Actually, two, I think. So the first question is that I remember I saw in the pictures that the Mini and Nano, they have one USB port, if I'm not mistaken. So for someone interested in the USB Wi-Fi dongle and also the Helium USB dongle as well. So is there an improvement for the hardware to adapt to USB ports if they are not already?
It's a good question. The Mini that I have has two USBs. What about yours, Easel?
No, my one has one. You have the early edition.
I have the earlier one.
I can give you, I can give you one solution to that, which is probably best for me to confirm or Eric to confirm with the team. You can most likely use yes, that's it, a USB hub. That's what I was going to say.
Okay, I'll confirm if that's something that will work. Because with the Helium miners coming out and the dongle, we would definitely need more ports. that's a great question.
Yeah, my concern about USB hop is kind of like a performance more than anything else. It's like a workaround, but if we have a native port that's connected directly to the PCI USB bridge, that would that would be much better.
Right.
I have second question.
It's possible. Sure.
I have second question, but I forgot it. Maybe I'll come back to that later.
Okay.
Right.
No problem. All right. Thanks, AMD.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. J Chief. Oh, I'm going to go down, I think, the people on the bottom. So Joshua, Joshua, you have a question?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi.
All right, perfect. So you were saying earlier that, like, with the mining, that you needed the Genesis node miner, but I just have the Nano right now, and obviously this is when Mainnet launches. But do I need the Genesis to mine, or can I mine straight from my Nano without having a Genesis?
You're going to be able to mine, but you're going to need to stake, right? So you got to make sure you stake. And then if you don't get the Genesis node miner in time, then I think you could use the Nano, because the hardware is the same. And let me just double check the software.
Actually, Eric,
but I think,
he's asking, I think he got confused with his question.
Okay.
Joshua, you're asking me if I don't get a Genesis, or if I don't want to enter for the Genesis, can I mine with my Nano? Is that what you're asking?
Yes, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, you can.
Okay. You can, but it's basic mining. So your rewards, number one, if you bought it on Indiegogo, you're going to start at the first day of mainnet, you're going to be at 0 credit score, just, like all the Indiegogo units. And you have to accrue your credit score by contributing to the network. Okay, so you have to stay connected and share bandwidth, and then you will slowly earn your credit score. I'm just going to say an average around 6 months before you can accrue to 100 points, credit points, and then you'll start actually earning DPR. So yes, you will have basic mining capabilities. So if people who bought it for DPN or for cybersecurity, that is going to be a bonus for them. But, I think by staking, you're going to earn bigger rewards faster. So, it depends. It's up to you what you're in it for. If you just want, leisurely kind of mining, then, you don't have to stake. You could just do it through that.
Okay.
By the way, Joshua, just I don't know if you're aware, but regarding the Genesis and the whitelisting, if you do go ahead and you decide to stake and you get whitelisted, you will be receiving the Genesis for free. Just
yes,
to give you a heads
thanks
up.
for reminding. That's
yeah.
Right.
Just kind of a follow up to that. So if you have the Genesis, let's say comparing just mining with the Nano or having the Genesis, does the Genesis give you an increase sort of, like, does it mine quicker or whatever, or is it all based on how much you stake? So whether you have the Genesis or the Nano, it's the same.
It depends on how much
regarding the Nano, it depends on how much you stake, and also regarding the Nano can only take up to 500 megabits per second, right? When it comes to the Genesis, you have the early staking bonus, right? And the bonus are very lucrative. So,
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, there he is. Just trying to control this so I don't leave anybody unmuted. All right. And then we got Jordan. Hey, Jordan.
How's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Is it echoey at all? I can unplug this mic.
No,
you're good.
You're good.
Okay. So I'll be quick here. I don't want to, kill your time. But 2 quick questions. I guess one kind of ties into deeper detail with Joshua's there. So basically, let's say I've got a Genesis. It's at tier 3, and I have a mini at a different house that's organically got to tier 3. What percentage lower do we think the minis and nanos will mine at? Like, if they were both at tier 3, would that one be earning? And there was no bonus left. The bonus was gone. They're on equal playing field. I know the Genesis is likely to mine more. Is it, 5% better, 10% better? Do we have that knowledge?
Unfortunately, I don't have that info yet. We have to wait till the engineers and everybody and the CEO releases that info. Yeah, it's going to be less for sure. I don't know how much less. I hope it's not too much less, but it could be substantial. I don't know.
And I guess to clarify on earlier, just because I'm referring all this to the Discord in keynotes, you were saying if I start, like I stake at tier 3, as I level up organically, the new APY would be based on my original stake, right? It wouldn't be based on what the higher stake would have been.
That's
okay.
Correct. That's right.
All right. Perfect. And cool. I forgot my third question, so if I remember it later, I will get back to you.
Cool. Thanks, Jordan.
Thank you.
All right, Alvis, or Alves. Alvis, hey. You there? I feel like I'm on a radio show. Do you have a request?
Okay,
is there a song you like? All right, he's gone. Let's get HEC, HEC here. Who? Action, okay. HEC.
Yeah. Okay. HEC or Action, you guys can speak.
Oh, Action, okay.
Oh,
I'm going to have... Sorry. Let's have Action speak first, and then we'll have HEC. Yeah.
I appreciate it, guys. So with what Jordan was saying, just to clarify that, he was saying that the APY is based on the original stake, and I think you said that it's the other way around. The APY will increase as your credit score increases, but you're not going to be earning on the new tier level as far as DPR stake. You're going to be earning the new APY on the amount you originally staked. That's what you said.
That's correct. That's correct.
All right. Perfect. Just want to make sure I clarify that for Jordan because it came out a little bit wrong there. Now, for my question, what I'm wondering...
No, that was your only question, Action. That's it. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
All right. Okay.
No. You go.
You're talking about fridges. You're over here talking about fridges, Eric. I thought I'd get a second shot, but that's okay. So when it comes to the mining, I know that you guys are talking about 10,000 Genesis nodes. That ain't going to happen because of the DPR shortage as far as numbers go. The people that, do use the calculator, we kind of know that. So is there going to be any benefit to the people who are going to actually get one? Because you have an expectation of a certain number of nodes for the mainnet launch. If that number does not reach the expectation, will there be an increase in earnings for everybody else?
Oh, I don't have an answer for that for sure. That's why we're monitoring it. We don't know how many, we're going to monitor the whole thing after each phase. And I think if there's any news, we'll certainly let you guys know. Anyways, whatever decision that's made is for the benefit of the project, the community, the investors.
So totally makes sense.
Sorry for the generic answer.
No, that's totally fine. If you don't know, I'd rather hear that than you make something up. It's the way we do it. When it comes to validators, any words on validators?
There will be validators. That information will come out. A certain amount of nodes needs to be reached before we decide on validators, and who those are based on, and how we choose those or how those are chosen. I don't have any info on that, but there will be validators. Yes.
All right, that sounds good. I'll keep coming back with a hard question.
Thanks a lot. All right. And then HEC. Thanks for being patient there.
Hey, no problem. So my question is, the APY is coming from the staked amount, right? So if you have like a non-Genesis miner and then you work up your credits, so you would get that APY, but that's only over whatever you stake at that time, I guess, right? So if somebody goes up the score, but they don't stake, they're not going to be mining, or am I understanding it wrong?
Yeah, you're understanding it wrong. If you don't have anything staked, your APY is going to be unknown right now. That hasn't been released yet. So the only thing we know is how much you stake in terms of the Genesis node mining, and then what your fixed APY will be. This is all we know. If you're not staked and you're just mining with using, your basic miner, like the a basic mining, basically the Indiegogo machines, then or Stack Commerce, then you're going to be earning a lower fixed APY. We don't know how much lower right now. Does that make sense, HEC?
Yeah. So then the figure is only for the Genesis miners, and for the rest, it's basically not known at the time.
Right, but I do know it's going to be lower. So right now, not only is the fixed APY for Genesis node mining high, but also you're getting that bonus. Okay, so for those of you who haven't seen the chart, the highest credit score is the fixed APY for 800 credit score. You're staking 468,000. Your fixed APY is 60%, and guess how much the bonus is? It's 30%. So you add those two together, you're at 90% APY. Okay. Now, if we go down to the lowest, 100 is the lowest. 39, they're not eligible for any early staker bonus. So if we go to 200's credit score, that's 40% APY, and then there's a bonus of 7%. So you get 47%. So it's quite lucrative, and you can lock this in for at least 9 months. This is really good, and with the shortage of DPR and everything, like, this is a great opportunity to be mining for sure.
And if I can add another quick question, since you mentioned that it might be possible if you get a Genesis miner, but in the meantime, maybe to use the one that you just another mini that you have, maybe. Will it be possible to? I think the answer is no, but I want to make sure. Will it be possible to link multiple devices to the same wallet?
No, it won't be possible for the regular user. In the future, for MSPs and stuff, possible B2B solutions, we might open that up for specific units, but that's not something that we can do right now. No.
Okay, great. Thanks.
You're welcome. Thanks a lot. Heck.
Hey, Eric. Sorry,
hey.
my
cool.
Were messed up.
What's up, Alvis?
All good. For starting, thanks for the briefing. It was very clear, and I have a question and like a suggestion regarding that question. So the mini and nano comes with the tunnels by default. For example, for Europe, there is the Germany tunnel. So for minor countries, it will be hard to have people connected to them. For example, I'm connected for 4 days almost, and I shared 3.24 kbytes. I know it's not mainnet, but it's something that will be hard for people in minor countries to share. And my suggestion is if there is any possibility that the device can check the internet properties like the download speed, the upload speed, and flag that device as a good device to share. I mean, and the other users can see that.
Yeah, that's not a feature that's available right now. And I mentioned earlier regarding the organic. Oh, I hear an echo here. That's the worst when you hear your own voice. So basically, like, there's a minimum of how much you share, and that's 10 megabytes. That's the newest news I have. So it's still, compared to what you're sharing now, it's still quite high. But it's compared to like 1 terabyte, it's super low. So if you're in a country that just nobody wants to connect to right now, of course, like you said, Mainnet is not open. A lot of people aren't sharing yet. But when the network continues to grow with more Genesis node miners, as we sell more and more devices, the more nodes and more deeper connects that we sell, the stronger and more robust the network becomes. And that's the beauty of our network, is that it's just going to grow stronger and stronger. And when that happens, more and more people are going to share, and obviously things will change, right? So maybe nobody's connecting to you now, but in the future, for some reason, they might. So um, yeah, so that's basically if you're worried about organic, you know, um, accrual of your credit score and mining, my suggestion is to stake and get in on the Genesis node mining, because even though you're connected, that won't come into play. So you're at a great time right now. Whitelist hasn't even started. Remember, it starts July 27th. You guys everyone in this room, yeah, you guys are in a great spot right now.
Yeah, I surely will apply for the Genesis, but I have also a mini and a nano that I would like to give to my brother and a friend, for example. And
give it to them. Even if it doesn't mine anything, they can enjoy the DPN features. And the cybersecurity alone is worth it. But like it will eventually. Who knows? As the network grows, they might be able to mine like just fine.
Yeah.
May I interject a few questions?
Sure.
Thank you,
Lawrence.
Hey there.
All right. Thanks, Albus. Hey.
Hi there. So there was a few questions. Also, super stoked, really excited about this. You guys have been awesome. And really
you too,
excited.
Lawrence.
Thank
I see all the questions and the help you've been giving in the community. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you. So I was thinking about, my plan is the HODL, right? So when I get the Genesis miner, there's a few questions I have around that. So first is, I was hoping to get it, build credit score organically as well as stake. Initially, obviously, you have to. And what I was curious to know is, since you were saying there might be a 9-month time limit on this extra APY, I'm just wondering if I'm building that organic score really sort of solidly and adding that on and then building coin and then restaking that coin, which you had said restarts the initial stake for 9 months. Will I still be aggregating and be able to get that same API on that add-on?
We will have to see what phase we're at that time. I don't know how long it's going to take you to get there. By that time, the Genesis node mining might be completed, right? So, yeah. So I don't know. There's too many variables, but I suspect by the time you earn, a ton, and the turnaround time is not. I mean, you're looking at 6 months, right? To around 6 months on average to accrue 100 credit points. Yeah. So, yeah, I think the best deal right now is just to, have your DPR if you've invested in it already, or get more on Uniswap or one of the centralized exchanges, and just get in. And you don't have to be greedy about it. Like, don't sell your house and try to get in on three white lists or something like that. Sell your kidneys. I've been hearing people joking about that. So just get into one at least, right? Just tell yourself, I'm going to get into one at least. Don't put yourself in a horrible spot with any investing or gambling or anything. Don't ever put yourself in a horrible spot where you have no money to survive, or you have people dependent on you. You can't take care of yourself. So you have to be responsible.
Yeah, that's not a problem. I was really talking more about, you had mentioned that the Genesis allowed you to stake more when you got it here. Is that not the case anymore?
Oh, no. The staking is all going to be before you receive any of the devices or the Genesis node miner.
All right.
So it's going to be whitelist, okay, and it's going to be open for, around a week, probably no longer than a week. I will confirm that, and then once whitelist closes, if you're on the whitelist, it allows you to stake, and then when staking opens, I would hurry, of course, and go to the website and stake your DPR. Link your wallet, stake it. Timestamp is on there, and then you just basically, it's going to be maybe a week or two of waiting, unfortunately, but hopefully you make the cut, and then you're in. And then once you're in, we have all your information from whitelisting, right? Because you're putting your information in, and then we'll know exactly if we want to contact you. We can write an email to you, and then we'll send you the device. And then once you receive the device, you just wait till mainnet launch, and boom, you're on your way.
Okay, so
Yep.
another question I have. So, we've been discussing on the miners channel, upload speed, and how important that is to getting organic credit score and all that good stuff. So I actually went out and found out that I could get another line in my house in addition to the Xfinity, which didn't have the upload speed that I liked, but I got fiber optic CenturyLink, which has a gig upload speed. Because the talk was, well, if you can get that terabyte a day, it's one credit score, and I guess at a gig you could maybe do about 10 terabytes a day. But what I was wondering, and I appreciate that you guys are setting up that I guess that you said it was 20 megabytes, I forgot, but over or 10 megabytes over 2 days.
Over 2 days.
For
Yep.
people, so that it's not just this exclusionary thing, which I appreciate. However, now I'm starting to wonder, was getting that access, because I also aspire to become a node, the validator rather. So I plan to dedicate that line completely to Deeper and not use it for anything else. So, so I'm just wondering, is there still an advantage in doing that based on this new setup?
That's a great question. That's actually a question I have as well. I just found out this news like a few hours before the AMA, and I knew this question was going to come up in terms of like with the organic the organic mining. So that's all I know. What your question is there an incentive? I would have to double check and get back to you guys.
Okay, because that upload speed would certainly be creating a lot of, a lot
bandwidth to the network.
Right. And I mean, also, if I aspire to be a validator, I imagine that has some impact, I would hope.
Right.
Consistency and then sharing bandwidth and all that. But, okay, so you don't have an answer for that one yet.
I don't. I'm sorry.
I mean, it would be good to know at some point, certainly, because it's like having the extra line. Well, I mean, it gives me another IP, so I can maybe use one of the minis or nanos as a helium miner also on the other line. So, but yeah, that would be a good answer to know at some point. And the last question I have is, so obviously whitelisting, at least everybody on this call I know is super anxious to get going on that. On the 27th, is it one of those things where we're going to have to be at midnight just sort of like waiting, or will you announce an actual time that we can?
We will. We will announce an actual time. It'll be the 27th. We don't have an actual time decided yet, but in the past, we've always, like for our liquidity staking and stuff, and this is not confirmed. So it's either I don't say anything. I probably just don't say anything. Just wait for the announcement on the exact time.
Okay, those
on the 27th.
Those are all my questions. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Lawrence. All right. I see M. Bass. Where's that Bass? Hello, Mr. Bass.
Hello, Eric. Ezel. Thanks for your time. So another question revolving around staking. Let's say I go into credit tier 2 and whitelist for that. Before the mainnet goes live, I have enough time to accrue more DPR. What I'm understanding is I can't restake to the next tier before mainnet goes live. Once you whitelisted and your initial stake is in, that's it.
That's right. You got to decide which tier you want to be in. Once you stake, you're basically, if you're selected, your DPR is going to be in that tier for 9 months minimum. Okay. Now, I didn't go over this part. I do want to share with the community. So, what happens if you don't make the cut? Right? Everyone's thinking like, I'm going to make the cut. So, but what happens if you don't make the cut? You staked your DPR. Okay. Number one, I do want to put this out there. There's no guarantees for you if you stake that you're going to get in the Genesis node mining phase 1. But there is an opportunity for you to get into phase 2. Okay, so you can have 3 options. You have 3 choices you have to make. So you don't make the cut. You can either just stay there and wait for phase 2. You're still time stamped. The amount of DPR that you stake is not going to change. It's not going to unstake. You just keep it in there. Okay, you're paying the gas fee for that. Okay. The second one is you can unstake, okay, and just take out your DPR. You have to pay the gas to unstake. Okay, luckily we're not having very crazy gas fees right now, so you can unstake and then do whatever you want with your DPR. Okay, the third one is at that time you can actually stake more for phase two. So maybe the first time you only staked 20,000, you didn't make the cut. Maybe the next round you're like, I'm gonna stake more. I gotta get into at least phase two. You could buy more DPR, stake it, and then you're into tier two for phase two. Okay, so those are the three choices if you don't make the cut.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Let's see. AMD's back. I think he remembered his question. Hey, AMD.
Yes, I did. Hey. So my question is about the node. So when you add the Helium dongle, LoRa dongle, does that make like the whole stack as a full node or a light node?
For Helium?
Yeah. So from Helium perspective, kind of mining, because they have two variants. They have full node mining, and they have another type which is the light node. So you're kind of your dongle.
Do you know Easel? I don't know the
carry
answer.
on with your question.
He's wondering if the Helium antenna is going to be a light node or a full node.
It's actually a full hotspot. It's not like the sense cut, like a light node. But regarding Helium, in the future, all nodes will be a light node. You know.
Oh yeah. That's but I'm not sure when that. Okay, I got you.
I think it's happening in 2 months. By the way, just for heads up for everybody that's mining Helium. Every single node will become a light node.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought that would be like a little bit longer than that. Okay. So
validators came out for Helium, right?
Yeah. So the 399 only for the Helium dongle extension unit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the antenna.
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks. That's it.
Thank you. All right, Eric. Hey, Eric, you got a question? Thanks for waiting. I saw your name there for a long time.
Yes, thank you. Great work you guys are doing, and we're really looking forward to the mainnet launch. I have a question.
So much.
First question is, I'm hoping to stake the 40,000+. If I don't get into the listing for the Genesis, and I decide I want to leave it stake, and I've got the light node I've already purchased, can I use that to still mine and get the same reward, or that one is a definite no-no? I hope my question is clear.
Yeah, I think for phase two, if you don't get in phase one, when phase two is happening, you're not going to be able to mine using your nano or mini because mainnet hasn't launched yet. So if you never get in, which I hope it's not the case, but if you never get in, if you leave it staked there, you're not gonna, because you're not selected, right? So you're not gonna be able to earn the Genesis node. So you should probably unstake. You probably shouldn't leave it there because you're not earning interest on it or anything. So unstake it and move on with your life.
Okay, that sounds. All right, thank you very much. Cheers.
Yeah, you got it, Eric. All right, Geo in the house. How are you today? Anybody see a Geo around here? Okay, move on. Chadwick. Hey, Chadwick. Can anybody hear me? Easel?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Christopher.
Mr. Ma.
How are you?
On you. I'm very well, thank you.
I see you're very active on Twitter.
Oh, yeah,
I'm sorry, do you hear me now?
Oh, hey, Chadwick. I'm going to let Christopher speak first, and then you're next, okay?
Okay.
Sorry about that. Okay, Christopher, go ahead. Your question?
I got some, and I'll stay serious for you on this. I've got some question with regards to the phases. I know the first phase, or phase one, is going to be 1,000 units. How are you going to divide those units up between the tiers, or are you basically going to be starting from the top down with each of the rounds or the phases that you're doing? So, i.e., the first 1,000 units.
Oh, okay.
The top tier will be fulfilled, and then the next tier down, and so on and so on. How are you going to divide those?
That's a great question. I did forget to mention, after a phase is over, within 48 hours, another whitelist will start for phase two. The people who were in phase one, you could leave. Like I said, you have three choices you can make, right? You can stay in, you can stake more, or you can unstake and leave, right? So there's going to be another whitelist, and the process is going to start over again in terms of just like in phase one. So more people can participate. Maybe somebody wasn't aware. You have a new community member who wasn't aware of this Genesis node mining. They found out only while phase one was happening. Then they take, they go ahead and take part and whitelist in phase two, stake, and then we'll do that kind of selection again. Does that make sense?
It does, but as I say, the sort of the initial 1,000 that you're doing in first phase, let's say, is that going, as I say, is it going to filter from the top downwards, or are you going to do like 100 units for the top credit score?
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's top down. It's top down.
Okay, so the people with the high staking credit scores, they're going to get their orders fulfilled first. So
That's right.
And then you do a reset for the next round, next phase, which will again work from its way downwards. So in a way, I guess, I know some people might be disappointed with that, but in a way that actually means that people will probably increase their staking, which would end up pretty much using up all the tokens that's out there, looking at the math. So,
exactly.
So that's quite a good hope, even for the lower tiered credit scores, that they do stand a very good chance of actually getting in as the rounds go along.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you can, without... Yeah, go ahead, Easel.
Sorry, and if you don't get selected in phase one, right? So you will have three options. One of them will be stay state for the next phase, right? If you stay state for the next phase, then technically you won't have to fill out the application again. But you have a big advantage because everyone in phase two that's going to be filling out the application, their time stamp is different to yours, you know? Yours in phase one. So you have a big advantage over everybody in phase two.
Yeah, you was great the other night. I was in both of your chats when you was explaining some of the stuff. So yeah, that's great. I'll stake and I'll stay staked. So I'm in until the rounds are over. I suppose the other question I had with regards to that is how much time are you anticipating between each of the phases?
48 hours. We'll kick off the next round of white.
Really? Okay, that's quick. That's a lot quicker than I thought it was.
Yeah, because we don't know how many phases, but we got a main launch. We got to launch a mainnet. We got to launch, so we don't want to waste time either. For now, it's 48 hours. Yeah.
Okay, that's brilliant news. Thank you. Today's been mind blowing. I love the silence at the beginning of this when you was asking for questions because I think everyone was genuinely stunned. It's absolutely excellent. So I do have one talk. I just want to sort of clarify something that you said earlier, if I may, before I give way to Chadwick. You said you can't have another device. I mean, essentially, I've got my Nano. If I'm lucky enough to get in on the Genesis node and get that, I'll have that spare. I'm probably going to end up giving that to a relative just to secure their network. But I think you said you can't have that connected to your same account that you would have for, say, the Genesis. Was that incorrect in what you were saying?
Yeah, it's gonna be. You cannot change the wallet on it, so it's gonna be a separate thing. If you have two, and you're mining on a relative's IP, first thing you should probably let them know is that you're mining, and you're gonna be earning DPR however you want to divvy that up.
Yeah, I've got the security.
Yeah, well, you could also, that's what people are gonna do, and you could still have access to those DPRs that are mined, but it's up to you.
Wallet device, and that wallet is linked to a person, so I can't own both wallets.
That's right. And I don't know if you have a device yet, but when you first set it up, the username is admin, the password is admin, but it's recommended that you go in there and you change that right away so that not just anybody can just log in, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I've had my Nano for a couple of weeks now. I have to keep on looking to check to see whether it's still there because it hasn't been interfering with anything I've been doing. Unlike I've seen some comments before, I don't know where they come from, but the device is working wonderfully. And I'm already sharing.
Awesome.
The other thing I suppose I just wanted to ask about that second device that I'm obviously now that you've cleared up, I'm not going to own the mining on. Can it still build a credit score, even, or does it require it to be linked to someone in an active wallet?
The device has.
Explain that properly. I mean, if I get my Genesis, I give my Nano to my family member. I'm not obviously going to be able to have the wallet connected to the Nano I'm giving away. But does that still build a credit score, or does it actually need an active person with an active wallet registered to it?
The device has its own wallet, so it can mine. You will be able to have basic mining and active credit score that you build. So the answer is yes, you can mine because the device has its own wallet. Staking is different because you have a MetaMask wallet or some sort of ERC, whatever you like to stake. That's one way to recognize you, but then you also have to link. Once you start mining, you connect the device to your internet. You have to link the device wallet to your account. Okay, so that kind of links up. I don't know exactly what that's going to look like yet, but you have to basically link up twice so that it links your staked to your wallet, to the staking platform, and then you have to also link your device wallet to the network to know that it's you.
Yeah, I mean, that's great for sort of mine. I'm just more wondering about the other device that won't be on my wallet because you can't connect it to, whether it just organically builds a credit score. Never mind, before it's able to actually get to the 100, it can still build that credit score by helping the network by sharing the connection that it's on. I know you said things may change. Who knows what happens in the future? So, as long as that device is actually got a credit score by the time things may change, that would be excellent. Obviously, the one I'll be having will be fully linked to my stake and everything, but it's just that other separate one, which I think a lot of people will probably be in the position of. If they do get into the Genesis whitelisting, they'll have a spare device probably, which I'm sure they will only be too happy to give away to a friend or family. So, okay, I mean that's great. If it can still grow its credit score while it's essentially just sitting there providing security to the network I'm going to give it to, which will, as I say, will be a family member. That will be the premise that I'll be giving it to them. The wonderful device that it is that sometimes gets forgotten. It's a brilliant device. So yeah, okay, that's great. Thank you very much for answering my question. No problem. I'll speak to you soon, I dare say.
All right. Thank you, Christopher. Chadwick, thank you for being patient there.
Yeah, sorry, I had a difficult trying to unmute. I have two questions. My first question is to add off the original guide. If you're trying to mine through your nano, and of course you're waiting for the 6 months or so for that credit score, the credit score to increase, are you able to add some DPN or something like that to your nano to build your credit score quicker than that 6 months?
You mean DPR?
Yeah, DPR. I'm sorry.
Okay, so are you asking if the Indiegogo devices will be able to stake?
Is there any way to increase the time instead of waiting 6 months to start mining on the nano? Can you?
No.
So you have to wait the 6 months no matter what.
Yeah, you're not just waiting, right? You're building credit, so it's not just like an arbitrary waiting, like sitting there and doing nothing. You have to stay connected to the network. You have to show that, you are somebody who can contribute to the network to build up that credit score. So we got to remember this credit score is it's kind of like our credit in real life, right? So if you want to buy a car, when you turn 18, it's going to be very difficult for you to walk into a car dealership and be like, I want to buy a car. I just turned 18. They're going to be like, you have no credit. So that's why you got to bring your mom or your dad along and be like, all right, I'm going to put it on their name. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but just to verify, there's no way of adding DPR to your nano.
Not right now.
Earlier. Okay. And then my second question is, when you go to stake your DPR, do you have to have extra DPR for that gas fee, or if you use a MetaMask, it's being paid through ETH?
It's ETH.
Okay, that's my only question. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Chadwick.
Question. Everyone here, when staking opens, make sure you have a bit of ETH, because obviously we can't control what the gas fee does. So you don't want to be in a position where you don't have enough ETH, which can delay you, buying Ethereum on an exchange and sending it, and etc.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, you'll run into errors, and your staking won't go through, and that could affect your stake time, if you're successfully staking or not. So yeah, make sure you have some ETH in there, enough ETH to pay the gas fees.
Eric,
all right.
Another question from Pigeonhole.
Yeah, awesome. Go ahead.
Moving forward, what other revenue streams does the team have in store for everyone in the future?
Yeah, I kind of answered that earlier, right, with use cases. And it's going to be a huge ecosystem built around it. Yeah. So we talked about, I think one of the most exciting ones that I'm very excited about is the decentralized advertisement ecosystem that we're going to be working on. So right now we're doing the legalities of it. I mean, there's a lot of legal stuff, right? And there's a lot of gray areas. So we're working through that at the moment, just to lay out the foundation. But eventually, I mean, we have revenue streams selling the devices. We're going to have software nodes that allows people to not have to buy a device, but to basically protect, like using the cybersecurity and the DPN features through a software node. That's going to be a subscription service. As the Web3 ecosystem grows, being built on Polkadot substrate, we're going to be able to connect to other ecosystems, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, and it's very easy on Polkadot. One of the strengths of Polkadot is that of the interoperability of it. So to build a bridge and connect to other ecosystems, and maybe having atomic swaps, being able to do a lot of things there, it's limitless. It's so exciting to think about it, because this little box already does so much, and the things that it will be able to do in the future is going to be amazing as well. So really excited, and I've heard some great ideas from the community as well, from the admins especially. So yeah.
Okay, very good.
Cool.
Another question: do you consider have we considered implementing a token burning mechanism? Can you hear me?
Sorry, you cut out. I don't know if it was me. Yeah.
The question is, do you consider implementing token burning mechanisms?
Yeah, we have that. It's built in. It's just not going to be implemented before mainnet or anytime soon. That's for a little bit down the road. That will be implemented to fight inflation. Yep. Cool. All right. Let's see who else got their hands raised here. Oh, I just realized like I'm choosing like the wrong people here in terms of like the wait list. I'm gonna go Vu. I think I saw Vu like raising his hand for a long time. Hey Vu. Unmute yourself, maybe. All right. Oh, there you go. Hey.
Hi.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask: if only 2,000 Genesis miners are planned before mainnet launch, or are there more phases come after the second?
Yeah. Right now, I can only guarantee 1,000. Obviously, I think we're going to be able to fulfill that pretty quickly, but we're going to monitor after each phase to see what the next phase is going to look like, and we're going to launch new phases. So we don't really know exactly how many will be done. So get in early. Right now, I know the first 1,000 is going to be the gold plated. Pretty certain, maybe like 80%, that we will have a phase 2, and that's going to be a silver plated, 1,000 silver plated ones. I know those are made, and those are ready to go. So it's going to depend on market and demand as well. I know the demand's high, and we're continuing to push that. So to answer your question, guaranteed 1,000 right now. Up for grabs, yeah.
And also, when the mainnet already is launched and you're already mining, can you still restake or like and get into an upper tier, or is that not possible?
As a part of the Genesis node mining?
Yes.
If you're within that 9 months, the initial stake of 9 months, you're not going to be able to change tiers. The only way you can change tiers, not by staking anyways, the only way you could change tiers during that time is through the organic credit growth. So if you're staked in 200, then you would be able to organic growth to 300 and earn a higher percentage of your stake tokens that way. But that's the only way you can do it. Yeah.
And what is the API without a miner? So if you just stake DPR, how much percentage are you getting?
We don't have one-way staking right now. Besides, we have liquidity staking at the moment, but that's going to end soon. So we'll have future, staking products and stuff, and those will come out. Maybe liquidity staking will come back. Maybe we'll have a one-way staking. So to answer the question, we don't have any of that right now at the moment. The one-way staking. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Vu. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
All right. Hey, Easel, could you take over for a sec? I gotta go relieve myself real quick. You there, Easel?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Cool. Hello?
Any other questions on Pigeonhole?
Yeah, let me.
Why don't you just? Oh, okay. We could choose somebody from the audience. I see a lot of hands up.
Yeah, either or.
Oh, Geo Wheel is back. Geo Wheel is back. Let's pick Geo Wheel. All right. I'll be right back.
You can ask 20 seconds. I cannot hear you. Let's check. Let's go.
Hi, is Eric still there, or is he still on a break? I don't know if they can relay this to Eric when he comes back, but he mentioned that if we get selected for the whitelist and for some reason it's delayed in customs or lost in the mail or whatever, and you're confirmed as a whitelister, that you can use your current mini to work as your Genesis miner if that were to happen. How exactly we have to contact Deeper to create your original mini to a Genesis miner in that case, or how would that work? Do you just tie your ERC wallet to it?
Yeah, there'll be like a staking platform, right? And
right.
Because you've been whitelisted and you've staked, so the team already knows how much you've staked and how much credit scores that equals to, right? So once you receive your Genesis, there's going to be some sort of link where you have to link, your staked tokens to the Genesis. So the Genesis will know, okay, this person has staked this much and their tier, their starts, for example, on 400 or 500 as soon as Mainnet launches.
Right. But I'm just, because Eric did mention, like, if something happened to the mini on the way to you, or the Genesis miner, that you could actually, if you own the mini already, you could actually use that mini as a Genesis miner, given the fact that you were selected and the Genesis miner was sent to you. So I'm just trying to, if that were to happen, if the Genesis miner got lost in the mail for some reason, but you are verified as a whitelisted person, you would have to contact Deeper to send the software or whatever to make your original miner, your original mini a Genesis miner.
Jay, you're dead on. What happens is that you're going to have to do a little bit of work, right? This is not common. This is not expected to happen, but they're going to have to redirect what wallet is being pointed to. So your device is going to have to basically change its internal routing to point to a different wallet. So this is like if it happens, it's not going to be like, we don't expect this to take place.
I understand. I just wanted to cover it for everybody else. Like, if that's going to happen.
For example, when you send devices to India, right? Obviously, due to like the COVID going over there, and it's pretty harsh there, right? A lot of parcels are stuck in customs, and that can take forever. That can take weeks or days or months, right? That's not something we control. That could also be the same case for Brazil or South America. It's very unlikely, but we've thought about it. If it does happen, there's a way we can sort it out for you until you receive it.
Right. And my second question, and I talked to this with Diesel before, is I personally, since I had an issue with MetaMask in the past, when I was trying to do liquidity mining, somebody did get into my wallet and steal my DPR. I don't trust MetaMask anymore. I'm using Trust Wallet. So I just want to make sure if the team has cleared that when we do stake, we can use Trust Wallet. And the fact that Trust Wallet only works on mobile, there's no desktop app for it, that we can do it through our mobile phone.
Okay, this I'm still waiting for a confirmation, but give you an example. Can you go on Uniswap now and make a trade via your Trust Wallet?
I can do. No, not on desktop. You can't connect. There's no Trust Wallet app for the desktop. I can do it on my cell phone. Yeah, I can browse to Uniswap on my cell phone and connect my Trust Wallet there. So I'm just wondering if that's the case, that it will be the case with the Deeper network. I just want to make sure
that.
I'm just a little weary of MetaMask because I did get hacked once already when I was trying to do the liquidity mining. Maybe it was my fault, but I was tying in my MetaMask to the other token. I forget the app, token app or token something. And somebody got into my wallet and stole my DPR. I didn't have much, but they stole it. So I have
if you don't mind me jumping in,
Sure, go ahead.
So when it comes to Trust Wallet, two things. You can use something, for example, like BlueStacks to use Trust Wallet on your PC. I mean, that's the easiest way for you to integrate that on PC. You can download BlueStack and get your Trust Wallet and utilize it as if you were on a desktop. But when it comes to the MetaMask being hacked, that's definitely a user thing. There's a lot of people, most people that I know use MetaMask wallet, and it's a matter of being careful with where you connect to. I mean, if you're that concerned about it, a recommendation would just be make yourself a MetaMask wallet and only transfer your DPR. Don't connect to anything with the exception of the deeper network staking. That way you can be certain that there is no hacking going on, that you're only connected to a trustworthy site.
Right. Yeah, I understand. I just, like I said, when I was doing the liquidity, there was a second app that you had to do. It's called Token Farm or something, I forget. And I tied my MetaMask to that. But anyways, hopefully you can do trust.
Token app, by the way.
Yeah.
There
token
are
app, right?
multiple fake token apps. Yeah, there is multiple fake token apps. So most likely you downloaded a fake one.
I downloaded it from the App Store. From the Apple App.
Believe it or not, there are fake token apps and even fake wallet apps on the App Store on the iOS.
Oh, okay. Maybe that was it. But okay. I mean, I can transfer my stuff to MetaMask just to do the staking. So I hope we can do trust wallet.
I'm 100% going to get that confirmed, because once the staking portal is ready, I will be going on it and testing it. So I will specifically test the Trust Wallet and multiple other wallets and give everyone a heads up, right, before it starts.
Right. But again, if it's directly on the mobile, that would be better. Even though BlueStacks or whatever the other person mentioned, I still would be a little worried just because of what you said with the token being fake.
MetaMask out there. There's many.
Yeah. All right. Okay. That answers that. Thanks.
Easel, can you hear me?
Is that Kevin? Can't see you, no, Kevin. Is that you? Oh, it's Justin. Hey. What's up, Justin?
You probably already answered this, but there's another question in the pigeonhole. It says, how many days before whitelisting application day will we have access to the rewards calculator? Or is an ETA with the rewards calculator at all?
Hopefully next week. Before staking is what I said earlier.
Okay, cool. I'll put that.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, it's Geo. Can you hear me? Sorry.
Hey, Geo.
Hi.
Yes.
Sorry, I was on my microphone wasn't working earlier. Going back to the bonus question. I think you said that just the phase one, the first fight at 1,000 will be getting the bonus. So effectively, does that mean just tiers 8, 7, and 6, and maybe some 5s, and not any 4, 3s, and 2s? It's changed a couple of times. Previously, it was like everyone within the first white listing, but then there were certain percentages of each tier. But if I heard you correctly, now it's just the first 1,000. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, we don't know where that cutoff is going to be, right? So regarding what tier is going to get it or not, we don't really know. Obviously, the more you stake, the better odds you have. I mean, we're just going to have to wait and see. But every tier, except for tier 1, which is not eligible, they're not eligible for the bonus. Tier 2 to tier 8, they're all going to get the bonus. Is that clear, Gio?
Yeah. Sorry, I got interrupted there. So you're saying it depends how the first 1,000 is comprised. You know what makes that up, basically. But after the 1,000 applicant, are you saying there won't be any bonus to anyone who comes in maybe phase 2
We don't
of the
know.
first whitelisting.
Yeah, we don't know if that bonus will go into phase 2 or not. So we know it's going to be for everyone in phase 1 that makes the cut. So that's all we know. We don't know if that bonus will continue into future phases. Hopefully it does, but there's a possibility it won't. So try to get in because those bonuses are nice.
Hey, Eric, quick question about the wallet. So each of the, you can't transfer a wallet, so there's a couple of questions. So like I said, I'm going to have 2 ISPs, so I'll probably have a Mini and the Genesis going. They each have their own internal connected wallet where your DPR goes that you mine, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so the
device wallet.
Okay, great. And the Genesis miner will actually be connected to the MetaMask wallet for the staking, but also consequently the DPR that you mine will still go into the device wallet.
Yes, it's not. If you get the Genesis node miner, you will once you connect it, you will still need to connect it to the network. And I actually don't know how that logistics goes. I have to double check, but basically once you connect it, it will connect. There will be an option in there which will connect to your staked wallet, so that they know how much you've staked.
Right,
and,
but
it's you, yeah.
Right, but moving forward, when that miner starts generating DPR, that will not be put into the MetaMask wallet. That will be put into the internal wallet. Or you're not sure on that yet.
The MetaMask wallet, it's like identity, right? So once you connect it to your Genesis node, it knows that.
No, he's asking something else. He's asking something else. I don't know where the rewards are going to go. I will need to verify on that, Lawrence. It's either your device wallet or it's going to go into your staked MetaMask. You know what? It might be claimed. I have a feeling it's going to be like a claim thing. I'll have to double check. I'm sorry. I don't have an answer for that.
No problem.
Okay.
Appreciate it. That's all I had. Thanks.
That's a great question, though. Thanks.
Yep.
Easel, you want to finish what you were saying, even though it wasn't the answer he was looking for, but you were saying that the device wallet and the MetaMask wallet.
Wallet is actually a smart contract when you stake, right? So it knows that, which will equal.
Oh, Easel, your connection is bad, or maybe it's your mic. All right, we'll come back to him. All right. Just huddle. I'm going to go, this is the way. This is the way. Do you have a question?
Yes, I have a question.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Hello.
What's up? We hear you.
Can you hear me
now?
I wanted to ask if you can give an update regarding the IPO NFTs.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wasn't expecting that question tonight. Okay, so IPO NFTs have been, there's 50,000 total, right? And only a small amount have been minted, and they've been basically made claimable to seed investors. And part of the reason these things were designed is to help protect the price of DPR, right? So it's seed investors to prevent them from dumping once we list on a centralized exchange. They have this option to commit even further into deeper. So then they can claim these NFTs and they can lock their tokens for longer. So it's a win-win for both sides. The IPO NFTs are based on a future market cap of the company, according to some estimates. And basically worth $2,000 now. Now they're already there's a market for them already on the OTC community, like OTC platforms, and the ones that we can easily access is OpenSea. OpenSea is probably the biggest NFT ecosystem currently online. So just be careful though. There are fake NFTs already. I mean, this space is just full of scammers. So you can't just like go and look and be like, okay, yeah, this looks like their NFT. You actually have to check the contract number. And the contract number I did post yesterday in Discord. I think I should probably make another announcement. Have the team make another announcement regarding the IPO NFTs. The real contract address. So make sure that matches so that that is the real one. Now, a lot of people are trying to make bids and trying to get it at lower prices right now because it's still quite early. But in the future, when we do list publicly, and that is our goal, those NFTs will give you basically a ticket, right, to purchase $2,000 worth of equity in the company. So $2,000 equity in the company in an early stage is kind of like buying, I don't want to compare ourselves to Amazon or anything like that, but just a company that starts and it grows tremendously large. So that initial $2,000 investment is great as well. So that is the only update we have. We will be minting more eventually after Mainnet's launch, and we'll have events on how to obtain IPO NFTs in the future.
Okay,
that's the only update we have.
So the NFTs is like pretty much a voucher to be able to buy equity into the company once it's publicly listed.
That's right, and that's only one thing. It'll have other features added to it. Maybe it's a governance. It'll give governance rights, or it'll have other things, voting rights and stuff to it in the future. But right now, yeah, that's exactly what that is.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. All right.
Eric,
let's see.
You mind if I ask a question?
Hey, Daniel. Hey. Go ahead.
How are you?
Good. Thanks for the videos, man. You're doing great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you very much. So I have two quick questions, and I just want to confirm, I think I know the answer. Before, I was under the impression that if we are selected for the whitelist and then we stake a certain amount, as we earn the APY on the tier we're in, we can choose to take some of our earned or mined DPR and then restake it at a higher level, which would go for another 9 months, but it would also increase the amount of DPR that we have currently staked, therefore we would earn interest on that higher amount. It sounds like that's not the case.
Yeah, it's not the case anymore. Once you stake, that 9 months, you're locked in terms of the amount you're staking.
Okay.
Yeah, so you cannot stake anymore. But if you want to continue another 9 months, before that 9 months is up, the system will recognize it, and then we'll have options for people where they can unstake, they can or they can continue, and hopefully there's another option at that time to allow people to stake more. I'm not really sure on that part yet. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool.
My other question has to do with those that are choosing not to do whitelisting and they're just going to build the credit organically through using a mini or a nano. So far, the reward structure that's been outlined has been solely based on the amount of DPR you have staked and an APY percentage on that amount. So for those that are not part of whitelist, they don't have anything staked. How's the reward structure going to work for that?
That will be released at a later time. It's going to be lower, and it's not going to include the bonus. So if you're looking at higher rewards, I would get into the Genesis node mining for sure. But that will be released later.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
All right. For the community, if you guys haven't subscribed to Informal Crypto, he's been doing awesome videos, a lot of insight. I don't know, Daniel. And last time I saw, you had 99 subscribers. He just started this channel, by the way. He's got like 2 or 3 videos on it. I think once you get to 100, you could actually customize your link. So I think you're probably above 100 now. So you could probably go in there and customize your link to have your unique one. Just a heads up. But if you haven't subscribed to Informal Crypto, go in and subscribe. Support Daniel. Thank you.
Also, Action Crypto, Action CEO. That's another one to go and support, guys.
Yes, Action CEOs making awesome videos too. Both of you, like super pros. Okay, let's see. Got Jordan's been raising his hand for a while. Jordan and Emil next. Hey, Jordan.
I'm back. Okay, quick question here based on some of the other knowledge we've received so far, because someone was asking in Discord, so I'm just here to relay it along. If they were staked at Tier 8 and, they're earning the 60% of their Tier 8 stake, and 9 months goes by and they either unstake or they stake down to Tier 1, they will now be earned, and they have the organic to be at 800, they will now be earning 60% of 20,000, correct? That's how it will shift, following just as if you started at Tier 1 and got up to 800. Unstaking down will have the same effect, I assume. Because if I understood correctly, you were saying if I start at Tier 1 and I earn organically and I'm organically at Tier 8, my APY will be based off of, I'll get the higher APY, but it'll be based on what I have staked, right?
Right. I don't see anybody climbing like 4, 5, 6 tiers in credit score in like 9 months. So I don't think that's
I know that's going to happen that fast, but I'm talking like down the road. If they but I mean like down the road, a lot of them are saying like what happens if they want to, pull out some of their initial investment. They will now, their APY will now be weighed against what they have currently staked, right? Not what they previously staked.
I'm not sure I understand this question. I'm sorry. Easel, do you understand what he's asking?
So I'll try to make it a little better here. So if I'm Tier 1, if I stake at Tier 1 and I organically earn to Tier 2, I will now have Tier 2's APY against Tier 1's 20,000 coins, correct?
That's correct.
So let's say I start at Tier 2 and I organically grow to Tier 3, and then after the 9 months, I pull out and go down and stake at Tier 1 instead of Tier 2. Like I pull my coins out and I restake in at Tier 1. My organic score will now have, like that higher APY, if I'm still at 300, will be weighed against a Tier 1 stake, right? Because that's what I've restaked as.
That's yet to be announced. So that's yet to be announced. So basically what he's asking is, like, forget about staking in general, right? Yeah, if he was to start from 0, work his way up to 100, and let's say the APY is 39%, what is that APY based on? And if he goes to Tier 8 without staking, right, organically, and it's, for example, 60 or 90% APY, what is that based on yet? That is yet to be announced.
I'm not saying it against just organic. I was saying how when you up your tier, your organic pairs with your stake, right? So if I have 100 credit of organic and I have 200 credit of stake, I'm now at Tier 3, right? So I'll be earning Tier 3 APY against my Tier 2 coins stake. But some of these guys, they want to pull out their stake, but still be staked. So now they'll stake at Tier 1 instead of being staked at Tier 2. So now,
I completely understand, but that's going to be announced.
Okay, so that we don't know if they'll keep the original against the Tier 2 they started at, or if they'll be downgraded. That's not announced. Okay.
Yeah, and for the people that are thinking, okay, it's a good question, I understand, but it's going to take some time for you to get to Tier 800. Like,
for sure.
Like, it's not going to be like 1 year. This can take literally like 2 to 3 years or even more, depending of how much you're connected and how much you're sharing and how quickly you're basically earning the credit scores.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad everyone's thinking of this kind of stuff. It shows that people are really thinking about the network and the future of it. They're thinking way down the road, and it's really cool to see that. So thanks for that question, Jordan.
No problem.
Cool. And then Emil was next, I said, right? Oop. Is he still here? I guess he left. Just Huddle. Hey, Just Huddle. Do you have a question? How many people do we have in here right now?
Around 120, I think. No.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, let's do this for maybe max another 15 minutes. You guys can continue if you want, but I'm going to be on here for another 15 minutes. All right, so Just Huddle's not here. Emil's back. Hey, Emil. You have a question?
Hey, I was trying to figure out how to get this thing to work.
We hear you now.
Okay, so I do have a question. I think my question was just answered previously, but I do have a question about staking with Helium. Do you guys see in the future having staking capability on the dashboard with the deeper network?
For Helium?
For Helium, like if you guys get approved. I know that they have a staking opportunity. Are you guys going to be offering that as well in the future, maybe?
But the Helium staking is completely different. That's the only way you can stake is by staking to become a validator. That's completely different to how it works, like from our side.
Okay, so I figured like maybe you can earn enough Helium tokens on, and you could become a validator in the future, like a year or two from now. I'm not too sure.
No, that's to be honest, you should actually ask Helium that because that's their thing,
Yeah.
And if I do remember correctly, you need around 10,000 Helium tokens to be a validator for Helium,
Yeah.
So that has nothing to do with us at all,
Okay, cool. And then I figured I got my mini coming in August, so I figured that you guys are going to need more time for it to gather information to see what tier I can be approved for. So when you guys release this whitelist, I can basically apply for any tier, and then how would they go about being approved? Like, do I just have to wait for that information's gathered?
So when you one of the admins in the deeper channel basically post the tier levels?
Yes.
So there's different tier levels, right? Before you apply for the whitelisting, make sure you have whatever tier you want to go for, you have the equivalent tokens in your wallet ready, right? Because you will need to prove, right, that you actually have them tokens, right? And the moment you basically whitelist, you choose, for example, okay, I'm going to go for tier 4, right? You'll fill out the application, you'll write the tier 4, you'll also provide your public address so we can verify, and you'll get notified, then you will have to stake, beforehand. And once you stake, okay, thank you, contract. Look, if you check, you just posted the credit score tiers and how many tokens you need to stake. So make sure you have the tokens ready because you will have to stake. And once you stake and everything and you get whitelisted and you get selected, that's it. That's you locked in for 9 months, and you'll be notified when your gold mine has been shipped out.
Okay, cool. Awesome. I guess last question, and thank you guys so much for staying on. What are the chances to someone like that just want to do it organically and applies for tier 1? Let's say, they're going to have a chance in 6 months because when they get approved for tier 1 or to get whitelisted,
the whitelisting is just for Genesis. It's not for the minis or the nanos. It's just only for the Genesis nodes, right? For the minis and nanos, you can mine organically when Mainnet launches, you just plug in your device, you share bandwidth, right, and you earn your credit score organically. But the good thing about the Genesis is basically you get to skip all of that, right? So you can start mining on whichever tier and you want as soon as Mainnet launches.
Got it. Okay. Thank you for clearing that. Thank you guys so much for all the information, and thank you everyone for the help on all the chats.
You're welcome, mate. Thank you.
All right. Let's go. Let's go to BJ Crypt, Mr. Peanut. Hey, BJ.
Can you hear me?
Yes. How are you?
All right. How you doing?
Good.
Just had a couple questions. Actually, you answered most of them. But talking on the Helium, was it an antenna/miner? How it integrates? You said you're gonna have maybe a couple creative ways to get it to the community. Is there any way you could do like take an account of everybody who's attempting to whitelist or gets whitelisted to get like
well,
priority?
the Helium thing is right. The Helium thing is something still in development. We're in the application process. We have a prototype that's actually a working prototype. So it's kind of very separate at the moment. We don't even know when Helium is going to approve us. And so we're not linking that to anything on the Genesis node at the moment. It would be silly for us to commit to something like that and not be able to deliver. So right now, no. When it does come out, for sure, it's going to be purchasable. And right now we're proposing it to be $3.99. So if it gets approved, it'll be at that price point. And that's as far as all I know. Yeah, I just hope. I know people will be wanting it and stuff. We don't have a plan kind of designed yet on how it's going to get distributed. So, yeah. Sorry about that.
Well, it's sort of like how whoever's investing the most, you're given opportunity to get into the Genesis mining. Just sort of like everybody who's maybe purchased a nano or a mini, that they'd somehow
right.
Eric, you know what we could? He's basically saying, if it was to get approved and everything, obviously there's going to be a huge buzz around it, right? And the people that are not aware of Deeper Network, they probably want to jump in because now that we are approved and you can do dual mining and etc., right? I think what he's saying, can you guys look after us in a way
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah, I think I don't know, but maybe Eric can come up with a good way to make sure the OGs of Deeper Network get it first before all these other people jump in and just because of the hype.
Yeah. Well, the team will definitely think of something. I think we appreciate all the early investors. I mean, look at what we did for the seed investors as well, right? To offer them the IPO NFTs first. Of course, these are things we think of. I just can't comment on that right now. I did hear that there's a possibility. This is not for the early investors, I guess. I mean, it kind of is because people who want it, they'll be able to stake DTR to get it for free. So that is something that was discussed. So I don't know how much they'll have to stake to get it for free, but anyways, that will be further announcements for sure as the development of the application and everything goes. The more information will come out. Okay, thank you for that question.
And then I had one other, if I could ask about, how you're given sort of a heads up on the early basically for the whitelisting. Are you going to do another AMA and sort of give a inside heads up of the staking?
Yeah, I mean, I think if it's needed for sure, but a lot of this info I talked to the team about, all the admin teams and stuff. So there are insight, and then a lot of it will be answered through the community as well. And then, of course, our official channels. And so before all this stuff goes live, like it's not gonna be a secret. Like only people in the community know, or people who join AMA is gonna know. Like we're gonna have documentation that'll go out. I hope to release the rules, the mining rewards, and how everything works. Like we hope to release that soon, like very soon before the whitelist. And so that way, when there's documentation and there's like a step by step, when people see text, it's going to be a lot more clear rather than just like me talking about it like this, or chatting about it in the community by community members. So yeah, we'll try to make that as clear as possible before whitelist begins.
And is there any other things you're looking for besides like a high amount for the staking that gets you into the whitelisting, or is it specifically just how much you have in your wallet? Is there other?
Yeah, the whitelisting is it just allows you to stake. So remember, I mentioned this earlier. I don't know if you were here, but if you whitelist, you get your name on the whitelist. Like everybody, if you sign up for the whitelist, there's no barrier, so you can be on the whitelist. Being on the whitelist will basically allow you to stake. Okay, you're gonna have to fill in information, and then it will allow you to stake. It doesn't guarantee you a spot in the Genesis node mining. Okay, so what happens if you forget to sign up for the whitelist, and then like staking comes around, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go stake. Well, you're not gonna be able to because you weren't on the whitelist. Okay, so get on the whitelist first. Step 1. Step 2, when staking opens, go stake, and then kind of wait. So staking, you're staking DPR, so you might want to grab your DPRs ahead of time so that you're ready for these steps. And then we'll have to wait to see where that cutoff is going to be, and then we will basically contact all the people that made the cut, and then we'll start phase 2 hopefully after that.
So all the people holding DPR on the Ethernet ledger or whatever, like the top 1,000, is that pretty much where majority of it is, or is there other deeper tokens that haven't shown up on that?
Yeah, centralized. Yeah, centralized exchanges are not on Etherscan. Cold storage wallets are not on Etherscan. So for them to actually enter the whitelist, they will have to move it out to a live ERC wallet to actually enter the whitelisting.
And then that'll show up on the Ether.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. All right, thank you.
Yeah, at some point, once Mainnet launches, because we're on Polkadot substrate, we're going to migrate from Ethereum into our own chain, which is called Deeper Chain. So that's going to be, there's not going to be much that you guys will need to do. We'll make sure we'll get the integration as smooth as possible, but just a heads up. Just for information, FY. It's going to be more secure. It's going to be a lot faster. It's going to be cheaper. So it's going to be a lot of benefits for that. All right. So let's go to JCast. Thank you. This is my last question, and maybe Jordan, and then I gotta go. Hey, Jay.
Okay. Are the tier structures going to stay the same after the first 9 months, or is it always going to require 468,000 to stake on tier 8?
We'll have to wait and see on that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just focusing on the first phase right now, and we're sure on what those stakes and what tiers and how much DPR you have to stake. Those are set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a few other questions, but a lot of them got answered, so I appreciate the call.
Awesome. Thank you, Jay.
Am I good to go ahead?
Jordan.
I just have one quick one. Going back to those NFTs really quick. I know it's not something you can promise, but could we look forward to, because there's going to be the 35 additional, there'll be, airdrops, contests, et cetera, et cetera. Is there any talks about whoever ends up being an early Genesis potentially getting one airdrop to each early Genesis? Just as hey, thanks for being early.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't mean we don't appreciate you, but certainly it's,
sure.
it's an opportunity, Yeah.
Right, yeah, I was just wondering if that was like a talk, if there ends up being like 3,000 early Genesis, here, let's take 3,000 NFTs and give them all one each as an extra thank you or something. It doesn't have to be that way, and I was wondering if that was something in the talk.
No, I haven't heard that in the talks yet. We actually haven't even talked about what kind of events will happen regarding the IPO NFTs. We're also focused on building the current Genesis node mining.
For sure, yeah. You guys are working very hard, and we appreciate it. I know we've all got 20,000 questions ahead of the game, and
Yeah, exactly. You guys are thinking way ahead, and that's great. That's great. That means you guys are here for the long term, and so are we.
Oh, definitely. You guys are doing good stuff, and I look forward to the future and see what other products you build.
Great. Thank you so much, Jordan. All right. Cass and Chadwick. I think Chadwick was first. I keep lying to you guys. Like I said, I'm gonna go, and I'm still here.
Thanks for staying. I have two questions. My first question is there a time frame for DPR to get listed on bigger exchanges like Binance and so on?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. Haven't heard that one in a while, which is good. When Binance? We've been in talks with tier one exchanges, okay, and at the time we could have listed possibly on some of the conditions weren't very good, because we were still kind of growing, and without the mainnet launch, without the Genesis node mining, there was still room for growth there. And so when that happens, the conditions for listing is not ideal. It would be quite expensive, and there's a lot of resources that we would have to basically sacrifice in order to get listed. So we kind of changed our channels a little bit and our focus in, full force on Genesis node mining and mainnet launch, and of course continued product development. Like the Deeper Connect Pico is set to launch by the end of the year. We've been working on the dongle, as you guys know, with the Helium antenna. Like all that stuff kind of happens, right? So so to get back to the question on the tier one CEX listing, once Genesis node kicks off, mainnet launches, like we're going to be at a new level. You know what I mean? And we will approach, when we probably get approached by them again, and they are keeping their eye on us. We're going to have a lot more wallets. We're going to have a lot more daily volume. That's going to be a huge plus. And then we'll be able to get much better conditions, terms and conditions when we list then. So definitely in the plans. It's important for the growth of this project to list on even bigger exchanges like Binance. Even Coinbase, is something on our radar as well. So all that stuff, trust us, we're working on hard, and it will remain on our radar to make that happen. It's just I can't confirm when. It's not really up to us, it's up to them.
Okay, thanks. My second question is, does hooking up the Helium antenna slow down the mining process for the deeper network at all?
I don't really know, but my guess is no, because the antenna is based on it's not on broadband, so it's on radio waves, right? So I don't think it will really interfere. I don't think it'll take too much of the resources off the processor as well, compared using the broadband and stuff. So it shouldn't. Our CEO been testing it, and he would make sure everything's compatible and stuff. So I don't have a definitive answer though, but I don't see that being a problem. If it was an issue, our focus is always going to be on deeper network and DPR ecosystem. if there's anything else that will hurt that ecosystem, we're not going to hurt our own system. Helium is just a bonus that will help not only our ecosystem, but it's actually great for Helium as well. Hopefully, we'll help them with that geo spoofing issue as well. Cool. So I hope that answers your questions, Chadwick.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Easel, you want to take over from here? Stay on.
Sure.
I mean, Easel knows a ton, yeah? Or is there anybody else here that wants to take over? Yeah. Here's the thing. If I leave, because I'm recording this, if I leave, does that mean my recording will stop or what?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll stay a little bit.
If you want, I can move the voice chat to the unofficial channel if you want.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like we don't see a lot of hands being raised as much anymore. So, but there's a lot of people here still. I'm like scrolling forever. What do you guys want to do? You guys want to move over to the unofficial channel for the voice chat? All right. Yeah. I mean, this recording is so long. I don't want people to listen and be like, "Oh my God, it's 3 hours." So I'm going to stop the recording, and then if you guys want to go chat more, feel free. But I gotta go to bed. It's been a long day, and it was a pleasure talking to everybody. Super excited. I might not sound excited because it's late, but I'm super excited, and every day is a new adventure. All the exciting things that are happening is I don't even care about the crypto market, to be honest. We're just focused on what we're doing, and I feel like we're independent. It's so fun and amazing. So as far as the community goes, keep up the great work. We love to see everyone's activity. If you haven't joined our Discord, go and join our Discord. I wasn't a huge user of Discord, but after using it, it's really nice. It's quite organized. Telegram, of course, will continue and grow as well. If you haven't joined our Twitter, please follow us on Twitter. That's the place for official announcements. We also have a Telegram announcements channel that you can join. And then I don't know if you guys want to follow me. It's a little bit less official, but sometimes you'll get some earlier news on my Twitter, which is at Hello Eric Ma, and that's my CMO official Twitter account. And this has been really fun, and I hope to do another one soon. We'll try to get all the information out regarding the whitelist very soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
So, all right. Thanks a lot, Easel. You guys gonna move it? I'm gonna stop the recording now. It's at 2 hours and 32 minutes.